A lot of heat still going around as we head through the rest of your Tuesday with excessive heat warnings in place for a majority of our East River communities through the rest of your day. Mid-90s on the low end of the scale for high temperatures today, low to mid-100s elsewhere with heat index values approaching 110 as we head through the afternoon. And we don't get much relief tonight either. Upper 60s to mid to upper 70s for overnight lows. The heat does eventually get out of here. We'll talk about that coming up. But until then, midday in KELOLAND starts right now.
Live from KELOLAND Media Group, midday in KELOLAND.
Happening now, the Flandreau Public School District has evacuated all of the students following a threatening phone call. Plus,
recovery efforts continue after President Biden's visit to Lahaina. I'm Danya Backus with what residents hope to see next.
good afternoon and thanks for having us in. It was an intense morning for students of all ages in Flandreau. A threat forced kids and staff members to evacuate the high school, middle school, and elementary school. Officials say someone called the high school around 9:15 with a bomb threat. All the students were brought to the Tribal Community Center so multiple Moody County agencies could sweep the school. The district says everyone is safe. We'll keep you updated on this story on KELOLAND.com. Authorities in Jackson County are investigating a deadly crash near Kadoka. Reports say a car and SUV were both on I-90 when the car struck the back of the SUV, sending it into the median where it rolled. An 11-year-old boy who was a passenger in the SUV died in the crash. A 7-year-old girl who was also a passenger has life-threatening injuries. The driver is expected to be okay. The Lincoln County Sheriff's Office responded to a crash involving a train and a car near Canton yesterday morning. Reports say that the driver of a car failed to yield and collided with the front of the locomotive, causing the car to roll into the ditch. Authorities say the teenage driver and her passenger both had minor injuries. She was also ticketed for failing to stop at a railroad crossing. Please be aware that tornado sirens in several towns in Lincoln County have been going off. The heat and humidity are setting them off. Authorities say this could continue over the next couple of days until the weather changes, so please use additional warning devices during this time. The sirens will be left up and functioning in case threatening weather does occur. In weather, it's hot, it's humid, and it looks like that's going to persist through today, going to continue into tomorrow. Right, Adam?
Yeah, that's the big story. No severe threat coming around anytime soon, but a lot of dangerous heat and humidity as we head through today, even tomorrow, and to a lesser extent, Thursday. By the time we reach the weekend, we may finally get a break from all of this. But until we get there, we got to do everything we can to stay cool. Here's Lake Madison, 93 along the water. Saw a jet ski go by not too long ago. South wind at 15 miles per hour, so the waters are a little choppy. You will want to keep that in mind if you are going to be out on any of our local waterways. There's Great Bear. Just pretend there's snow on the mountain. Maybe that'll help you out a little bit. 94 at the airport already. A south wind at 13 miles per hour. Just for those of you keeping score at home, the number to beat for Sioux Falls today is 103. That's the record high set back in 1971. I think we should be able to at least challenge that later on this afternoon. There are exceptions to the rule, though, and quite frankly, I'm jealous of them. Faith is 71 and Mulridge is 73 right now. 83 in Pierre, 88 for Phillip, 90 though Mitchell and Watertown, 88 Brookings, 93 in Yankton, already approaching the century mark in winter. They are at 97. But then you need to factor in the dew point, and that is what we're going to have to watch for the next couple of days. Dew points already in the 60s to low 70s, and the end result is this. Keep in mind, the air temperature in Sioux Falls is 94. It feels like it's 102 already there. Spencer with a heat index of 106. It feels like it's 104 in Marshall and Worthington. A heat index of 99 in Yankton, 97 Chamberlain and Huron. Lesser heat indices as you head to the west where dew points aren't as oppressive. We do have heat advisories in place into Tuesday night. For all those counties shaded in orange, except for Todd and Millette County, you still have your heat advisory until Wednesday night. Excessive heat warnings are in place for a vast majority of our East River counties until at least Tuesday night. That's for areas up toward Aberdeen, Watertown, Sisseton, Millbank, Redfield, and Miller. But once you hit Huron and Winter, go points south and east into Minnesota and northwestern Iowa, those excessive heat warnings are in place through tomorrow night. night. And please be mindful of this if you absolutely must head out today. Like I said, record challenging heat today in Sioux Falls and other locations, East River, upper 90s and low to mid 100s for high temperatures in southeastern and northeastern KELOLAND. Out to the west, yeah, it's still going to be pretty hot out there too, with triple-digit heat from Rapid City to Pierre down to Winter and Valentine, 90s up toward Buffalo, Spearfish, Faith, Mobridge, and Hot Springs. But like I did say, there is relief on the way. We just have to wait for it. More on that coming up in your full forecast.
All right, thank you, Adam. You know you've had a successful career when you're able to retire for a second time. That's just what longtime KELOLAND anchorman Doug Lund is doing. He'll no longer be doing the voiceover work for our station, a job he's had since retiring from his full-time newsroom duties back in 2006.
I guess I'm very fortunate in that I've been able to work past my first retirement, so I've really enjoyed mostly a voiceover thing, for the last several years. And
KELO TV hired Doug back in 1975, mostly to voice commercials. His new newsroom stint came later. Find out how he plans to spend his second retirement in tonight's Eye on KELOLAND, coming up at 10. One day after President Joe Biden visited fire-ravaged Lahaina, Hawaii, recovery efforts continue as many fire victims begin the process of putting their lives back together. Danya Backus reports from Lahaina.
Many people in Lahaina warmly welcomed President Biden and the First Lady Monday as they toured wildfire damage. But some residents are now anxious to see if the president's promises of unwavering federal aid are kept and when that help will arrive.
His words will be hollow unless there's action behind it.
Susie Richter lost her home in the fires.
What happens after this and what happens next? We're all watching. The world is watching.
The Biden administration has approved at least $8.2 million in federal aid, including $3 million in initial rental assistance that's already been handed out.
Country grieves with you, stands with you, and will do everything possible to help you recover, rebuild, and respect culture and traditions when the rebuilding takes place.
More than 1,000 federal personnel remain on the ground here on Maui, including nearly 450 search and rescue experts.
Hey, buddy, ready to go?
Christy Borman and her dog Canyon are one of 40 cadaver dog teams sifting through what remains.
We hate that this has happened to these people, but we're very passionate about getting answers for as many families as we can.
With hundreds of people still listed as missing, authorities expect the death toll to keep rising. Danya Backus, CBS News, Lahaina, Hawaii.
The death toll is at 115. Names of the deceased who have been identified have not yet been released.